So the first time anyone comes in to see me, I say, hey, I'm not here to put you in a box. I'm not here to make you into one gender or another. I'm not here to make you fit any specific criteria. I'm here to support you and where your gender is, and if that is fluid and changes, which almost all gender is, I'm here to support that. I try to make sure that my space has a lot of visual hints that, like, this is a space of open and welcomeness for, welcoming space for gender diversity. Gender affirming care is creating a space where people of any gender and all genders feel safe and feel welcomed and feel affirmed. It's not just doing hormone therapy or just referring people for surgery or just knowing, the ins and outs of specific transition, based medical assistance.
Actually, I'm waiting for an appointment to start talking about going on T. I think I have that appointment like Thursday, so it's actually coming up really quick. I'm going to try my best when I go to my appointment to be like, this is the insurance I have. What can I do with it? And I'm like fully prepared for the answer to be like, a lot of this has to be out of pocket, which will probably be a major speed bump. It was like uncanny timing because I came out like a week before I got the notification about this project, and then I was like, I'm just starting to think about like medically transitioning, even though I've known, I've wanted top surgery since puberty. I've never liked my chest. I've never liked looking the way that I do. And so I actually started crying at the doctor's office because they told me that they didn't take CareSource, which was what I've got. And it was like a nightmare because I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do this now? So I applied and I got it. So thankfully I can continue doing stuff, and the only thing I'll have to like pay for right now will be like the actual testosterone. I meet with them like in a couple weeks to actually get the prescription and move forward with that. So I'll be starting T like hopefully before Halloween.
Once you get in the mind of I want to start this, then it's agonizing waiting. And then you have to figure out your schedule, like when you're going to take it, so that you can get your blood tests. So that might add on a few extra days. So you figure out how to style yourself to make these little things to help you be a girl. And then when you decide, no, that's not working, I'm trans, I need to transition, all of the coping mechanisms fall away because those were all built on this idea of, no, I really am a girl. So that was the hardest thing, is that all of my coping mechanisms fell apart. Like I didn't have those. And so trying to build up, how am I going to go in public again? Like, how am I going to dress myself? How am I going to go day to day? How am I going to deal with people perceiving me? So no, I wasn't sure, but I knew that everything else wasn't working, and I knew that this is what I had always wanted to do. Was I sure this would make me happy? No, because I didn't know what this would look like. And so I would have to like let go of what my advisor would say, what the awkward situations of, will people accept my pronouns? The awkward situation of, I don't know how my parents-in-law will react. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a job. And I had to let go of that to be able to do this, which was more important.
I think I made it a month, maybe a month and a half max, before I kind of just gave up. And it's like, I've consistently wanted only female presentation, and to be my mind keeps gravitating so strongly towards calling myself a woman that I think at this point I'm fooling no one. When I had been publicly presenting as femme for 6 months, then I started hormones through the student health center. So that would be May of 2020. It was truly excellent timing to be going through major life changes. Just phenomenal. So anyway, so yeah, I've been on hormones for a bit over 2 years now. And that's been very, very good for me. Mental changes are hard to track, you know? Like honestly, even slow physical changes are hard to track because it happens so gradually. But mental changes are even more difficult because you're the observer looking at itself. But I did start feeling some of that. Like I felt more in touch with my emotions. I felt my brain working subtly differently in various ways that are impossible to describe.
I had been thinking in the back of my head for like 6 months, maybe I should start testosterone, and like doing tons of research and like talking to my therapist and like doing all kinds of stuff. But it was like, yeah, this is something that I need to do so that I can match like how I feel and how I want to present and feel better with myself. And so far it's worked. I generally just feel better in my own skin, you know? When I'm having particularly hard dysphoria days, it's like difficult to look in a mirror. And on testosterone, those are like fewer and far between. Like I'll be hanging out with my friends and I'll be acting more feminine, but that also makes me feel more confident in my masculinity, you know? It's this really kind of strange internal, not even like a debate, they're both at the same time. So throughout my gender transition, I've been like, at first I was like, okay, I'm non-binary, and now I identify as transmasculine, but I'm still not quite sure where I land there. And honestly, I don't really care at this point that I don't know where I land. Right now, I'm just focusing on feeling as good as I can. So if that means in 2 weeks I stop testosterone because I feel good at where I am, then I will.
There were times where I was thinking I didn't know how long I was going to be on testosterone, because sometimes people that are trans-masc non-binary, they might be on testosterone for a little bit, and then they switch to a gel, which is kind of like a smoother testosterone. And I thought maybe that was what I was going to do, but now I'm loving testosterone, I'm loving where I'm going, so I know I'm going to be on that probably forever, and I like that.